Hey, I'm Jax, and this is a vintage Grumpy costume. Yes, there's also Dopey, but we're making Grumpy today. From 1986. So let's start making the costume. All right, here is our pattern. So now we gotta go through everything and make sure I have everything to make Grumpy. So let's start doing that. I mainly get these off of eBay, including this one. So I like to go through the pattern, just making sure all the pieces are there because this is a vintage costume. Speaking of vintage, look at Vintage Jax at Disney. I'm really excited to do this one. I go to Disney all the time for vacation because of my food allergies. There's me with Grumpy at our last one. So here are all of our pieces. So now what we're gonna do is trace everything out so that way we can move on to our next step. All right, I gotta be honest. Every single time I come on here, I say, don't cut your patterns. Don't use your patterns to cut. Like, make copies of the pattern. I was really tempted just to use the pattern because whoever had this one last did a really good job at cutting out every piece, and I really just wanted to use the pre-cut pieces and not do this and just be done with it, but I didn't. I restrained myself and made the copies, but oh boy, I really wanted to just use the pre-made pattern. It was right there. Whoever did it did a really good job, but I didn't. And you should do the same. Okay, time to cut out all the fabric. All right, so here is all of our patterns. Now we gotta start cutting everything out. So let us do that. All right, now we're gonna cut everything out. I got a nice red fabric for the coat. I decided to do a lightweight cotton because I'm tired of overheating in these, okay? On the thing, it's like, you should use felt, and I said, no. And then we have this nice greenish fabric to use for the pants. And we're making sure to cut out a left and right of everything. So first, we're actually gonna make the clothes of Grumpy. So let's get to sewing. All right, step one. We're gonna sew the front of the tunic. I was actually surprised that this is how we're doing it. I thought it was actually like a coat, but no, it's a fake coat. So we're sewing up the front, then we're sewing up our side seams and the shoulders. After we get that all sewed up, we're gonna come to the neck and do a bias tape finish, but being sure that we have a little bit extra so that way we can tie up the back because we're not actually closing the back, even though technically I could have closed the back because this costume's actually a little bit big and I actually found the proper size for me to fit. I found a vintage costume that actually fits and I didn't have to do any shenanigans to make sure it fits. That's actually really good. I don't have a great track record of actually finding things that fit me. It's really hard. All right, now we're gonna sew the pants. The pants are super simple. All we're doing is sewing up each individual leg. Then we're gonna sew the two legs together. Then we're gonna fold over our waistband, sew it down with a top stitch. We're not gonna fully close it because we're gonna take some elastic and pull that all the way through. And then we have some nice, awesome pants. All right, now let's start working on the mask. And now it's time to start working on the rest of the costume. So let's hop back over to the cutting table and start cutting everything out. Also, if you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit that like button. Makes the video do better, and I'd really appreciate it if you did that. All right. So we're cutting out the face, all the face pieces, and then our little belt buckle out of yellow. Sweet. I also discovered my least favorite thing to cut. It is small ovals. Man, are they annoying to cut. They're not fun because they never turn out straight. They never do. It makes me sad every time I try to cut out a small oval. I need to practice it more. But in real life, when am I making masks? But that's like half of this series. Oh. After we get all that stuff cut out, we can head back over to the sewing machine and finish sewing up this project. All right, it's finally time to sew the mask together. And I'm gonna be honest, it's a little weird. My mask making skills aren't the greatest. I would say I'm pretty good at making corsets. I can make a corset out of anything. That's literally the first series on this channel, right? But making masks is not one of my strong suits, so I'm trying my best. Just know I I'm trying my best. So first, what we actually have to do is sew on all of the facial features. So that's the mouth, the tongue, the eyeballs, and then we're gonna make the nose. So we sew the nose, and I cut a little hole where I want the nose, so that way I can sew the nose into the mask. And then we take our second piece and sew all the way around, so that way we can flip it inside out and have a nice clean edge. After that, we add on our beard. That's just such a weird sentence. It's such a weird sentence. After we attach our beard, we're going to attach our elastic, and that's gonna make a mask. I did also forget to sew on the eyebrows at first. I know there's no eyebrows here. Eventually there will be eyebrows. I did not film it because I realized after the fact that I forgot to put on eyebrows. Okay, I'm sorry, my bad. Alrighty, so now let's make the hat. It's super simple. You just gotta sew along the edge and then flip it out. And then you have to do this really annoying fold because it's extra long because it's a grumpy and a dopey pattern. And the dopey hat uses all the fabric. Grumpy, you have to like fold up like 6 inches, so that way it's like the proper size, which was a little bit annoying to make sure everything was smooth, but we did it, and it looks awesome. We're making the belt now. So all we're doing is sewing around the edges, flipping it out, then folding our middle piece under on itself, so that way we can have a nice clean outside look. Then we're gonna take our belt piece, so just basically top stitch the belt buckle onto the belt, and that's the completed costume all sewn up. Back to past Jacks to finish the video. Cool, so this is the last thing. So now let's put on the full costume. Before we see me in the completed Grumpy costume, and you made it this far into the video, how about you hit that subscribe button? I work really hard on these. It would be really cool if you did that. All right, let's see me in the Grumpy costume. Yeah. Hi-ho! I don't have a pickaxe. I just have a shovel. So here's the vintage Grumpy costume from 1986. This thing is so funny. I'm really happy how this one came out. The beard's just great. It does flip up sometimes to cover the mouth, but I look ridiculous, dude. You know what time it is? It's time to frolic. It's really hard to breathe in that thing. Okay, I'm going back inside. So, it's the end of the video. Let me take off my mask so I can talk to you. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, drop a comment, do all that fun stuff for the algorithm. Every Wednesday, I do a vintage costume. And every Sunday, I make a corset out of weird material. This last week, I made one out of cork. If you haven't seen that, you should go watch that video. So have a good day, have a good night, have a good wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-ta.